Wakey wakey lemon cakey, and no, I'm not actually talking about cake or getting out of bed. I'm talking about wake the fuck up. I'm not going to use any of the traditional words primarily from Eastern religious, spiritual, or philosophical systems for waking the fuck up because it just confuses the issue and it fucks people up by giving them something to aim at instead of relaxing back into who they actually are. And by they, I mean you. A word in our head gets a whole story behind it, and waking the fuck up isn't a story. It's only an uncovered experience of your lucid middle. Even the word awakening is misleading. It implies you were previously asleep. People think that awakening means a very specific this or that, and therefore must look like this or that, or feel like a this or that, or be reminiscent of some fucking book we read about this or that. Fuck all that, it's not that. Waking the fuck up is an unending process. Look, you can see my glorious mustache in this video because you have a phone upon which to view it. If you were holding an old radio instead of a smartphone, you wouldn't see shit. The signal that's carrying the data of my glorious fucking mustache, which gets transmitted into your phone, then photons of light is currently blasting everywhere, including through the old radio. It's pulsing through the radio, but it doesn't have the right receiver and has no screens or means to express it. There's a sort of all-pervasive signal that presents as emptiness because we don't have words for it. But it's not actually empty. It's sort of wakeful, lucid, cognizant, but transcends the thought plane itself. It's what shines through thoughts. It's the light behind your screen before it gets split by ones and zeros and becomes my awakened mustache. So maybe you want more than a radio can offer. You want sight along with sound, so you shit-can the radio and get a phone. Well, guess what? You still can't see my awakened whiskers until you get an app. Doesn't matter which paradigm, aka social media app you pick, my mustache is all over the fucking place. Once you have an app and you start watching shit and responding to hashtags and become familiar to an algorithmic paradigm, then eventually you're like, whoa, look at that damn mustache. How the fuck does he eat soup and shit? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? The signal of existence wants to emerge as consciousness. Are you a radio, a phone, or a rock? A radio can express sound waves. A phone expresses sound waves and photons of light. A rock, though, never had any sort of receptors to convert all the data signals that are going through it into stories or mustaches or any kind of informational bullshit at all. The rock is always a rock and is unaffected by politics or drama or any informational shit at all. You see, the process of awakening is a process. Consciousness unfolds and becomes more and more complex and often gets lost in itself. Play a song to a rock and the vibrations will simply go through it. A rock is that it is. But maybe a rock gets bored and gets itself mined and crushed and separated into silica and glass, et fucking cetera, and all that reformed rock you now hold in your hand. Compared to a radio, a smartphone is advanced and evolved, but only the rock is truly awake. It's a full circle thing, get it? I've dropped a shitload of clues here, but I really can't say much more about awakening without confusing the experience of it. Don't aim for it, don't look for it, you'll get lost in the looking. Awakened is what you already are. You're just tied up in the presentation of data. You're a deconstructed, spread out rock that will one day become melted and compressed back into a rock when our sun goes supernova or you accidentally drop it in a campfire. If you really want to wake the fuck up, ponder a rock. I'm not saying think about a rock, find a rock. Boulder or pebble, it doesn't fucking matter. And experience it. Embedded in the experience of interaction of you being aware of a rock is the truth that the rock is awareness itself, which is proved by an experiential awareness that you are aware of the damn rock. A proof that transcends logic and the thought plane itself. And if managed, it will crack your paradigm so fucking hard that the shattering will exponentially extend inward to your very core concept of individuality and outwards towards the illusion of a world that no longer appears separate from yourself. Then you'll know what I mean by wake the fuck up. This entire existence is awake for fuck's sake. Behind your thoughts is the one thing true. Wakefulness is you. Rock on. Toodaloo.